And welcome to ESO Daily. I am your host, Mr. Craven. All right, guys, so the time has come to reforge and bring out my Dragon Knight Healer build. All right, guys, so everybody always likes to talk about the meta. Okay? The meta to me has always been a misconception of the most commonly accepted way to play the game. It's a grossly misconceptualized Elder Scrolls is. I've always, when I first joined this game, I've always been read and have been told you can play any class can play any role. And the devs have kept true to that. And the meta is what you want to believe is best in slot. But this build here is a testament that the meta is bullshit. It's so bullshit. It's all this build here has always been, to me, one of the builds where I get to shut up most players. And I love this build. A lot of people accepted the Nightblade. It was really hard for me. Some people still kind of question Nightblade, Dragon Knight healers, whatever and whatnot. But this build is where I get to silence the critics majority of the time that play with me first time. And I call it the Dragon Priest. And we're going to go ahead, and since there's been some updates, not a lot has changed with this build, but I do want to cover it, because this is a part of who I am and what I've done and what I've accomplished in this game. And I'm going to go ahead and get into it with you guys. So let's go for it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the character sheet. On Sword and Board side, you're going to go ahead and see my max magicas at 39,048. Magica recovery is at 1,468. Max health is at slightly under 20k, 19,618. The reason being, I'm running a 5-2 instead of a 5-1-1, so I'm running 2 light, or an additional light for recovery. Spell crits at 50.5. And to the left, you're going to go ahead and see Magicka is allocated at 50, health is at 14, and the Mundus we're running is the Thief. Okay, now on Resto side, you're going to go ahead and see, once again, we've had a slight drop in max Magicka due to the shield, so it's 37,548. Max health has remained the same. Magic recovery has went up to 1,569. This is my main bar, and once again, spell crits at 50.5. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the gear. Actually, I have to do my champion points, so we will go ahead and go over that because I forgot to reallocate my champion system, but we'll actually do that. We'll walk through it together. Okay, so we're going to be running the Twilight's Remedy along with Spell Power Cure, and of course the Sentinel set. Okay, so I have Restoration Staff of Twilight's Remedy, Decisive with Increase. Remember, Increase will actually increase the amount my heals will heal for. That's why it's slotted. Decisive, I do have Decisive. It is gold, but I am looking for the Powered. Unfortunately, I don't have Powered yet, but Decisive works out really nice for me. Gets my Warhorn tick up a lot faster, throughout. Gets me a couple more seconds on the Warhorn, so I don't mind it. So Restoration Staff, Twilight's Remedy, Powered, or you can run Decisive. I prefer Powered, but it hasn't dropped for me. The game hates me. Maces of Twilight's Remedy, Powered. I'm trying to look for the sword, but it works. This is glyphed with Crusher. It's supposed to be increase as well. Just, it is what it is. But it's supposed to be powered. Shield of Twilight's Remedy, Infused. This is ideal. Glyph Max Magicka. The reason I don't run Resto Destro on this build, I will not run Resto Destro on this build. Why? Because I'm running Sentinel, right? It's one of the builds I will not compromise running Ellie Drain. If there's another healer, they're running an Ellie Drain, I don't need it with this build. This build, Sentinel, is more beneficial to my party and also how the build lays out with the Twilight's Remedy. Because keep in mind what Twilight's Remedy does. It gives me the minor ages, reducing my damage because I'm a healer. It gives me the spell damage. It gives me recovery. And when an ally activates my synergy, they heal themselves for 1,800, 700. That's actually going to get bumped over 10 seconds, and they'll gain minor force, increasing their critical damage. Now, here's the major deal, like, guys. Okay, trap, right? Rearming trap gives minor force. A lot of Magicka users like to go ahead and hit and slot that. Problem with me is the the stamina cost and dodging in and out of abilities. I like this set a lot better for Magicka users to proc my orbs and let the Sentinel do its job for Stam. When they do, they get the minor force. That's why I enjoy putting this on, so the Magicka users can recap using the orbs their Magicka recovery and then get the minor force. That's why I like Twilight's Remedy. That's hands down on the DK. I really like this set. Because a lot of Magicka users don't want to slot it for obvious reasons. I don't blame them. So why not use Twilight's Remedy? Let them hit the orbs, get the minor force, and increase that damage. Works perfectly. So yes, I love the Twilight's Remedy. Sentinel. This is what I'm going to use for a proc to help my stamina players recoup. So it goes ahead. When I heal a friendly target, I have a 10% chance to summon a Dwemin Spider that heals 1,049 health and restores 524 stamina to me and my allies within 5 meters. 1 second for 8 seconds. This effect can occur every 15 seconds. Now, there's a lot of downtime, but if you call things out in order and they're weaving properly, this is just an extra perk. So that's why I don't go Resto Destro. I prefer the Sentinel. Okay, Spell Power Cure Jerkin. This is ideal for Divine. The reason being I'm running the Thief. I want to stay around that 50%. Sentinel, Epilots, Glyphed Health, Divine. The reason being just for the extra recovery. If you want to go medium and you want that 6%, by all means go ahead. Spell Power Cure, Sash, Divine, Glyphed Max Health, ideal. Gloves of Twilight's Remedy. Actually, that is not ideal. Let me switch that out. I think... Oh, shit. Got the wrong thing. Oh, well. It's supposed to be Divine. I must have did it. I was testing something. Whatever. It's infused. Whatever. It's supposed to be Divine. I must have it on another too. But it's supposed to be Divine. Alright. So, also, Breachers of Twilight's Remedy. Infused. Ideal. And Twilight's Remedy, that's supposed to be Spell Power Cure, too. And that's on my other bank. So when I was stacking up, whatever. But anyways, I'm supposed to have that in Divine. It's infused, whatever. So these two pieces should be Divine. Just saying. So whatever. It's when I was stacking Max Magicka and stuff. But anyways, Divine and Divine. Alright, Spell Power Cure. Necklace. Recovery. Spell Power Cure Ring. Increase. And Spell Power Cure Recovery. Alright. There's the sets, and let's go ahead and get into the skills. Not a lot has changed. I use Healing Ward. The reason being, the DK mitigates a lot of damage. I like to use this. It helps shield and heal. If I'm in a trial, I will switch this out for Mutagen. Sometimes we don't need the shields, so I will switch that ability out. Healing Springs, always a must. Helps me recover. Combat Prayer, if you're not using Combat Prayer, you should not be a healer. Cauterize, cannot stress the importance for the DK healer. Even though I'm getting the Major Prophecy from Inner Light and Cauterize offers it as well, what I use Cauterize for is the healing effect, which heals them for 4,218 health every 5 seconds. So whoever needs it, pops out, can fire 3 times, boom, 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 heals are set. I don't have to worry about it. Inner Light on both bars, the reason being Max Magicka 5%, and of course Reviving Barrier. I will pop this if there's a large group, but the main reason I want it is in the passive into the support, which gives me an extra 10% towards recovery bonus. So yes, I always keep that slotted. On the back bar, I have the Igneous Weapons, the reason being it's going to offer a buff to my party members. This has a long duration. When I use this for the DK healer, I can cast this more frequently than the tank. That takes a lot of burden off DK tanks, right? It also allows a lot of the party members to deslot a buff or builder, allowing them to put another damaging effect on their bar, right? No other class offers both of this so well than the DK healer. It's why I love it. So yes, I always have it slotted. I always tell people, if you don't want to be running buff or builders, deslot it and throw on the Ignis weapons. Ignis shield. This is the must for the DK healer. Now, it's true that the DK tank offers more in their absorption shield. Reason being, it scales health. But I cast it more frequently than the DK healer. I wouldn't tell the DK healer to go ahead and deslot it because they offer a bigger buff. But the biggest deal for me is to go ahead, mitigate, then heal the difference. And keep in mind, I gain the major mending, which increases my healing by 25%. With that said, I use the Obsidian Shard. Once I go ahead and pop that, I hit the Obsidian Shard because it is the biggest heal that DK has. Remember, the DK healer heals the less. It mitigates the difference, that's why. So once again, I use the Obsidian Shard as a follow-up with the Ignis Shield. Also, I went with the energy orbs instead of neurotic orbs. This just goes ahead, offers another heal, and then they can go ahead, activate it, get the healing combustion. So it can go ahead, when I throw this, it's going to activate the Twilight's Remedy effect, right? They're going to get one heal over time, one heal instantly, and they're going to go ahead and get their resources, either restoring 3,960 magical or stamina, whichever is higher. And of course, I have the aggressive Warhorn, and that is the skills. Now let's go ahead and get into the champion points, and remember, I got to go ahead and reallocate them, but this is a perfect time to go ahead and demonstrate how I actually do this. So I want to go ahead and take out a spell erosion, right guys? Penetration is going to be a secondary thing to me because my main focus is healing. Somebody had said something about on my sorcerer healer that I don't have a lot of damaging effects on my builds. And I'm like, well, that's because I play a dedicated role. And most of my players on this platform are aware of that. Being the case, I become more efficient in my role by doing so. So yes, I do not ever deviate. You can bend the rules. You can put damaging effects and stuff, but the more damaging effects I have, the less effective I am at my said role. So I always going to go ahead and put blessed up to about 14 something, given the fact of diminishing returns. And I don't want to go ahead and exceed it and max it out. Most people like to do that. It's not worth it. Glad they fixed this, but now I can't trigger it all the way. It's just... Okay, we're pretty good there. Then I go ahead and I focus a lot into my Elfborn. Usually about 17 to 18% is where I like to be. Then Staff Expert. Why? Because I weave in between, and it's going to give me a bigger heal tick. And I'll usually take this up around 18 as well. Alright. Now I can go ahead and put in my penetration. Because remember, that's going to affect all of my effects, especially my weaves. Don't want too much. Usually about there. And then I can slot some into my direct. Usually about between 5 to 6%. Maybe I can get about 7. Perfect. And that's how I usually go with the healing aspect of it. Don't run any dots, don't need any of that. That looks pretty good, but what I want to actually go ahead and do is taper this down some. So I'll go about slightly around over 6, but here I'll take this down to about 12. I usually keep that at 14, keep that there. I'm taking this down. And my major focal point become Bastion. Increases my shield capabilities for the DK. I usually like to go in. I'll sacrifice healing receipt because I'm a healer, but one of the major things is Bastion. I really want to increase this. I want this around about 18 at minimal. If I can get more out of it, perfect. about 1924. That's perfect. And we have not worth that. And we can go ahead and put in, nope, light armor focus. That's perfect. Okay. Everything I think pretty much looks good over here with recoveries and everything. Yep. So we're going to keep that there. And that's how we usually do it. All right, tenacity 14, 1407, health recovery, break free. Major focal points there. All right, so that's champion points, and I'm actually glad I kind of got to do that with you guys. Now when I take a look at the skills, and we take a look at here, now, you know, once again, 2003, and then we got 7,274 health. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and run this. Like I said, a couple pieces I should have taken into consideration, but that's fine. I got some in the bank and whatever, and run around. Make sure I have my entire spell power cure bonus, though. Right. And yes, bingo. I always want to make sure I got both effects fired up. But yeah, I remember when I first started the Dragon Knight healer, right? Once again, I didn't know who was running what. Didn't watch a lot of YouTubers. White Gold, the daily. Elden Hollow one. It's pretty cake. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. There's a couple things I've been looking for in there. Alright, so we're going to go to Active Finder, Dungeon Finder specifics. Okay, Elden Hollow 1 and Blackheart Haven. I'll do White Gold with my boys tonight if they're on. Oh. Nope, nope. Gotta switch my role here. Haven't been on this dude for a minute. But I've been playing PC with DK healer, so like I know DK, I know Dragon Knight, a Nightblade. I can heal Nightblade almost blind. I'm just so efficient at it. I have no problem with. I can't see your comment, but yeah, I can almost heal blind with Nightblade. I'm getting a weird call. Oh my god. 1 second, guys. Okay, no problem. That was quick. All right. So, anyways, yeah, I've been doing some of the non-meta shit since I started, right from the rip, right from whatever. And I always tell people, Elder Scrolls is so much more than what you can conceive if you believe in that. If you believe in the meta, if that's what your misconception is, you are totally underplaying and not getting the most out of what this game is offering you guys. It's sad. It is such a sad fucking thing when I see people talk about that. One second. Okay, there we go. Anyways, guys, so, yeah, I don't buy into the whole, you know, whatever. Trying to switch. What the hell was that? Uh-oh. 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 There's some weird lag going down. What is going on, Zoss? Oh my god. Not now. There we go. Shit! No, don't use the disguise. Fuck the disguise. What?